Happy Halloween! Or Happy Fall Harvest, Happy October, Happy Spooktober, whatever you want to call it, and welcome to our 2018 Halloween special for Realms and Nerds. It's actually just part one of our Halloween special. We're going to have the second part out to you next week, so be looking out for that. Just a few quick things before we get into the episode. Don't forget to subscribe to the show to keep updated with new episodes as they come out. We're available on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Podbean, and most third-party podcasting apps. Don't forget to follow us on social media. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and we have both a Facebook page and a Facebook fan group. If you make a post online about the show, don't forget to include the hashtag RealmsNerds, all one word RealmsNerds. Don't forget to share the show with your friends, your loved ones, your enemies, your dog, whomever you think might like the show. We really appreciate it. Once again, thank you to our friend Kyle for composing our main introductory theme to our show. Thank you, listener, for taking the time to listen to our podcast. We really appreciate you. Now, I've talked enough.
Welcome, foolhardy listeners, to Realms and Nerds. I am your host, your pod ghost host. There's no escaping now. Brace your mortal selves in as we undergo our tour into this haunted realm of the Wolfpack Ghost Hunt.
So, since you guys are starting at level 10, and it would take us a long time to go through everything, I don't need to know all of what you have and what you can use and stuff like that.
Wouldn't tell you that anyway.
Just give me like the basics, name, class, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Lon Frontheath walks on the scene as a rogue level 10. He is clearly a human from his features and nothing standing out around him. He is of a chaotic evil alignment and speaks with a heavy lisp.
Okay.
Driv Hellsbane. He is a level 10 druid, also human. Lawful neutral, was a researcher sage. He's into the supernatural. That's about all I got.
Alright, and mine is Zem Darkstalker. She's a ranger, level 10. She's chaotic neutral, and yeah, she's obviously human.
Okay. So now in this season of spookiness and darkness, we're going to descend into a story that takes place a long, long time ago, long before the heroes of our story ever came onto the scene, long before any of them were even born, actually. So we're going to go way into the past here. So the three of you are all siblings, and you all are from Wolfshold. So...
Solid.
What does Wolfshold look like during this time period? Are we talking Stone Age? Are we talking Iron Age?
Well, this is like I said, this is a long, long time ago. The town of Wolfshold currently is similar, but at the same time different than what you've seen. The Wolfshold of present day of our story is still very much a town that has kind of hung on to its ancestral roots. So you see in this town, the walls are a little bit thicker, built maybe a little bit higher than they are currently. There's a little bit more of a military presence. This is a a period of intense turmoil, and the city kind of reflects that. There's a lot more
fortification.
There's a lot more fortification. There's a lot more sort of preparedness of the area. There's way more guards patrolling. This kind of is, like I said, when our main campaign heroes visited Wolfshold, that it sort of looks like a city. At that time period, it looks like a city that could have been fortified easily if the city so desired. At this point, it is a city that is fortified. Probably like the textbook definition of a mountain keep. It is locked in. Nobody really is going to get in without some serious confrontations. So, as is tradition in Wolfshold, the naming of last names is done not so much off of family names, but off of the accomplishments, or lack thereof, of the individual. And so, the three of you have devoted your lives to different fields of study, and kind of your names and your sort of backgrounds reflect that. However, as turmoil has increased in the city, you have all come back. You actually came back to the city many years ago after kind of going out and sort of learning your... I guess I should say, did all of you go out, or did some of you stay in the city?
Oh, Zem's a ranger. She went out. She's more of a wild person. She keeps civilization safe from monstrosities and monsters from the wildlands.
Okay, so I think we'd say Zem maybe used Wolfshold as a home base, but she was not there very often throughout. Once she kind of became an adult, she was there maybe once or twice a year just to kind of check in and get some supplies, but mostly has spent her time out in the wilds.
Lon is rumored to have passed away on a far battlefield, or rather materialized out of thin air. He has spent a great deal of time away from home.
Okay.
Driv is kind of the homebody. He's been pretty reclusive, being that he spent a lot of time studying.
Okay.
But he's been in Wolfshold like his whole life, never really left.
Okay. So there's been some trouble brewing. This has been going on for years now, that kind of conflicts have been kicking up all around the place. So I think it's actually been quite some time, probably 7 or 8 years since you've all come back and gotten together. And the three of you, although somewhat kind of an unlikely pairing given the trio's sort of diverse skill set, you've kind of reunited as siblings and sort of become a very formidable fighting force. In fact, the citizens of Wolfshold have now come to call you the Wolfpack, as the three of you sort of roam the area around Wolfshold and keep it safe from the various threats that would attack the city. And so when we pick up with the three of you, you are now actually returning home after one of these excursions. You've been out fighting against a roving band of skeletons that was near the city, and now you are heading home.
I just gotta say, guys, if I ever see any skeletons ever again, I'm gonna knock my arrows and shoot them so fucking fast, none of you are even gonna have a chance, okay?
Lon is air drumming with 2 femurs. What was that? What was that, Zem? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over my awesomeness.
Well, gang, if I've said it once, I've said it 1 billion times. I am fairly certain that dark spirits are behind this whole ordeal.
Oh, shut up, you conspiracy theorist.
It's not conspiracy. I devoted my life to studying this.
Yeah, you're a bookworm.
And suddenly, from the thick forest off to your left, you hear the heavy thud of approaching footsteps.
Do you think it's more skeletons?
Well, if it is, they're gonna get an eye full of arrows.
Before you really have a chance to get yourselves prepared, a massive shape just emerges from the forest and gives out a loud, blood-curdling roar. And this is an ogre, but it's not like an ogre you've seen before. This thing has sort of like, almost looks like it's starting to decay. It has dead skin falling off of it.
Wait, guys, let's see if it's friendly first.
Knock yourself out, she says.
I don't think it is. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that the dark spirits have been behind this.
Why don't you take point on this one?
All right. I mean, I don't typically take point. You kind of have me around to make sure nothing happens, but I can do that.
And he's actually going to take an attack of opportunity because you're all just standing around talking while he charges at you.
Some Wolfpack we are.
Okay, so I think he's actually he's going to charge forward and he's going to take a swing at Driv. Oh, that's a nat 20 plus a 6, so 26.
No, that's not going to hit at all.
26?
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Not with my AC of 11.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So that's 8 points of bludgeoning damage as this large undead ogre swings his morning star at you and just smacks you.
Yeah,
right
I'm
across
pretty
the top.
sure it's... Oh!
Good guys.
Okay, so then we're going to have some initiative now.
6.
4.
11.
Okay, so Zem is going to be up first.
I'm sorry, Ogre, but the only person who can smack around my siblings would be me. With my short swords, I'm going to attack him. And I have extra attack, so I'm going to do it twice. First sword is 12 against AC.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. Second sword is 20 against AC.
Yep.
Third sword is 13 against AC. And fourth sword is a critical fail.
Okay. Wait, you get to attack with each sword twice?
I have 2 swords, so I get to attack with each one. The second sword, I have extra attack, so I take my first attack action, which is with 2 swords, and then I take a second attack action with 2 swords. And the second sword for each attack does not get my damage bonus.
Okay, but so you do it. Okay, I got you.
Right.
So 3 of those then hit. So the first 2 and then...
I just did 24 points of damage with my short swords.
24 points damage. Okay. So you run up and with a flurry of blows with your sword, you put several cuts into the stomach area of this ogre, but he doesn't really seem to notice actually that much. Lon is going to be up next.
Lon is going to whip out his rapier and short sword, and he makes a dash forward. That's 27.
That'll hit.
So that first attack is 14. Then the next one was an 11.
That's also going to hit.
That's 7.
It's
So
basically
that's
like
another 1.
Okay, you're at 22 there total? Yeah. So you plunge your short sword into the side of this ogre, and then also give him a long gash along his chest with the rapier, and then pull back a little bit. And he's not looking great. And next up is going to be Driv.
Driv is going to take out a scimitar and then attack the ogre. So that's 6 VAC.
That's not going to hit.
Okay, well, as a bonus action, he's gonna pull out Flame Blade and see if he can do any better.
bringing it into your hand is the bonus action. Attacking with it is an action.
Oh, attacking with sack?
Yeah, what you should have done is cast that first and then attack with that and the short sword, or the scimitar.
Okay, so Driv uses his sword that he has in his hand and misses, and then summons a giant flaming sword into his hand, and then just stands there holding it.
Screaming like Goku.
The ogre is up next. I think he's going to try and make an attack on Zem here. That is a 19 versus AC.
Oh yeah,
That's
that'll
gonna
hit.
hit.
He's attacking Zem.
Oh, yep.
So it's going to be 11 points of damage
Alright.
as he smacks you with this Morning Star club. And we're back up to the top. It's going to be Zem again.
Zem is once again going to attack with her short swords.
Okay.
Critical fail.
Okay.
22.
Yep.
21.
Yep.
How many fucking short swords do you have?
I get an extra
We
attack.
just covered this last attack.
I was looking at my
12.
spells, okay.
Those all three are going to hit.
I only get
So you get to add a bonus to one of those, and then the
Yeah.
other two.
Yeah, I know. 10 damage.
You dash forward again and hit this ogre with another flurry of blows, and he takes a little bit of damage, but he still doesn't look nearly as affected as you were last time. Lon is up now.
Lon is going to repeat his attack, but this time changing his angle, kind of approaching from the rear. 14?
That'll hit.
Okay. And 27. It's 14. So 25 points of damage.
Okay. So you come at this ogre, and again you get him with this double combo, and he is looking really rough. Barely still on his feet. Driv, you are up.
Driv is gonna wombo combo this. Use the scimitar and the flame blade.
Is he given overjoyed? Ha ha!
Ha ha! 11 versus AC.
That'll hit.
And then the second one is 7 versus AC.
That is not going to hit.
So that's going to be 3d6 fire damage. Oh, it also emits a bright light in 10-foot radius and a dim light for an additional 10 feet. 9 fire damage.
So you swing this ethereal fiery sword forward and cut into the front of this ogre, just carving a big slice to the front of his chest, and he drops to the ground dead.
I did it! Did you see that, gang? I did it!
Lon is wiping off
Congratulations.
his swords.
He's still holding the flame blade and swinging it around while he's shouting for joy.
You know, we don't need you to set the forest on fire. You know how stupid someone would have to be to do that?
Yeah, that would be pretty stupid, huh? And he lets go, and it disappears.
So I think that you guys, after a little bit of discussion, decide that you are going to go back into town and report what you've seen here. So, part of what makes this so disturbing is you're actually not very far away from Wolfshold. It's just like less than an hour's walk out, and you kind of hurry along and make it back to the city very quickly. Just as you're coming through the front gate, a figure dressed in, this is a human male, he's dressed in some fairly nice-looking clothes, stops you, and he said, "Hello, what news do you have?" And this is Governor Gill.
Hey, there's a big dead ogre. He was like half dead when we found him, and like we kind of put him down.
Yeah.
A half-dead ogre?
Well, he was kind of rotting when he came on us, so you gotta assume he wasn't fully alive.
This is most disturbing. Did you see anything else?
We were kind of wondering if he lumbered past town. Did you see that?
I did not see this ogre you speak of. However, things have been getting very unnerving around here. I know that the three of you have been gone for a couple of months now out on that mission to take down the skeleton horde, but it's gotten bad around here. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I don't need to keep up a brave face in front of the three of you. It's gotten pretty messy, and I don't know what the city can do. I don't know if we can hold out much longer against these threats without some kind of an intervention.
Well, I'm not surprised. I mean, all signs seem to point towards the dark spirits pushing this darkness out across the land.
Can I do a stealth check to disappear?
In the middle. Okay, sure. Do a stealth check.
That's an 11.
Okay, no. You're standing in the middle of a well-lighted courtyard talking to someone. You do not just disappear.
Does he try to,
I think that maybe you, kind of swirl your cloak around you and everybody looks at you, but, you don't disappear.
What are you doing? We're having a serious conversation right now.
Sorry, I was just checking my cloak for some skin cares.
So,
You do that a lot, it seems.
So Governor Gill says, "Yes, Driv, I'm inclined to agree with you. I think that there are some dark forces at work.
You actually believe his baloney story about dark spirits?
There's got to be something going on here in the supernatural.
I suppose.
Anyways, go and talk to your father. He was expecting you back soon, and I'm sure he'd love to talk to you."
We do that.
Okay.
I guess we go talk
So
to
three of you
your old
go.
dad.
So, you have a family home that is actually fairly near the center of town. Your family is well respected. Not only are you three known throughout the city as the Wolfpack, sort of the heroes of the city, and actually, given your fame, I think you actually maybe have to stop and talk to a few people along the way. They
sign a few autographs.
Sign a few autographs, shake a few hands. They just, people want to hear news about this skeleton horde that you just took down. So you make it to the center of town and to your home. So not only are the three of you heroes in your own right, your father is also the captain of the guard in Wolfshold. His name is Dieter.
Dieter?
Yes.
Like D-E-E-D-E-R?
No, D-E-T-E-R.
Dieter, okay.
Dieter.
Our Michigan accent. Deter.
Deter.
I like it.
This is a fantasy land. They have different naming. They have different pronunciation conventions. Anyways, so you enter your home and you actually run into your father, who has just gotten home from a day out doing his job. With the troops and whatever. So he is an older man. He's probably into his mid-50s at this point, but still very strong and well-built. He's got a big beard that's starting to go fairly gray at this point, but definitely does not look like the kind of guy that you would want to mess with, even in his sort of older age here.
The old man still got it, is what you're saying.
Yes, Captain of the Guard is definitely not a ceremonial title.
So, is Mom around, or is it like the belly dancer, like the old man got game, or?
Yes, Mom is around, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
So as you three come in the door, he says, "Hello, my children! Your mission was successful, I take it."
I mean, we got back alive, so sure.
It was awesome. Hunting down those skeletons, I'll always remember that.
Indeed. If I was a younger man, I would have come with you myself.
All I know is that the dark forces are definitely at work.
Lon straightens his posture. Suddenly, a small change comes over him, and he says, "Yeah, it seems like it wasn't too much of a problem out there."
What happened to your voice? You always have some kind of a lisp going on. What are you doing?
Except when he's around Dad, you notice that?
Yeah, I have kind of noticed that. What is up with that?
Well, gotta change the public image. Keep out of the public eye.
So what, your public image is some stupid nerd or something? What?
I can't be letting them think that I'm cool.
But you're not cool.
His deep, dark secret. He's cool.
Come now! You all shouldn't be fighting like this. It's time to celebrate. Let's go in and tell your mother, and we'll whip up some food for dinner.
Sounds good.
So so you head inside and meet your mother. And to answer Bronson's question from before, your dad does in fact have game. Your mom was actually, they sort of broke the rules to do this because you're not supposed to be able to do this, but she's actually was the 4-time reigning champion of the Miss Wolfshold competition back when she was a little bit younger.
Does this include combat? So like she's like.
So
the 4th time was last year.
She's a bad bitch. That's what she
we won't get into that. But anyways, yeah. So she is He definitely is the man, I guess. So you go in and Mom says, well, hello, it's so nice to see all of you home again.
Hi, Mom. How you been?
Oh, good, very good, very good. Shall I put a stew on?
Surprised you don't already. What's the word?
Bird. We're having turkey stew, so bird is the word.
It sounds and smells delicious, Mother.
Yeah, so you guys have dinner with your parents, and afterwards, the three of you go into this area that is sort of, half of it sort of is your father's study, but then it's also kind of half sort of a sitting room. There's some comfortable chairs, a nice roaring fire. It's sort of in a semi-private area off of the main dining room. So the three of you kind of go in there and you're lounging in some chairs, and then your father comes in, and he's actually looking somewhat more somber than he did before. I have something that I need the three of you to look into. Several of the townsfolk have reported seeing, I hesitate to use the word, but I'll say what they said, ghosts.
I knew it! I knew it!
Oh,
Ha-ha!
They say there's some kind of a spirit going on here, and, look, I don't put a whole lot of stock in this, but, I mean, hey, if the famous Wolfpack goes around and investigates it, maybe they'll leave me alone. Will you guys just go out and take a look around?
Father, I just need you to say one thing, and you know exactly what that is.
Driv, you may possibly, in the smallest possible capacity, have been right.
Thank you, Father.
But probably not.
Oh.
That's good enough for me. My life is now fulfilled. Let's go ghost hunting!
There's a reason why Lon was always my favorite son. I mean, what?
Trev didn't even hear that. He's freaking back in the kitchen, opened up the vase that holds like umbrellas and stuff, grabs his ghost hunting net and gear, and is out the door.
Grabbing the salt.
Grabbing the wooden stakes, grabbing the ghost net.
Unfortunately, he grabbed the table salt instead of the purified salt.
So, are you guys gonna, get some more information, or are you guys just gonna wander around the town?
Wander around the town.
He can wander around the town. Zem's gonna go looking for the people who supposedly have seen these ghosts.
Lon adjusts his posture again before walking outside. Hips rotate forward, shoulders come forward, and adjust similar to a hunchback, and kind of crouches and his voice before stepping outdoors.
So anyways, I think that before you guys left, your dad told you to go and check out Maddie's boarding house. That seems to be where most of the reports are coming from.
In the meantime, Driv was out and about scouring, and he saw something white and kind of, ghostly shaped moving about, and rounded the corner. He rounds the corner, takes his net and throws it down over the ghost. It was actually old lady Ellis with her really long white hair that he netted. Sorry.
You! And she actually is going to beat you with her cane. You're
I'm sorry, it's only...
You're going to take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you get beat with this cane.
Did we get any sort of rest, by the way, in that walk back?
No.
Okay.
Not even when we ate dinner. We didn't get a rest out of that.
Alright, so...
He's almost knocked unconscious.
You took 3 points.
It's only the 7th time, I'm sorry!
Next time, I'll be sure to bring my daggers!
Alright.
And she,
See you next week!
she storms out of view, huffing and mumbling under her breath.
Alright, he then meanders around some more and ends up meeting back up with his siblings. More by chance than by choice.
Okay.
Are you done messing around with the older women?
What? What do you mean catching old Lady Ellis with my ghost net? I don't know.
Could hear the shriek 2 blocks away.
It never happened, okay? Alright, so what are we doing?
Let's go talk to Maddie.
So, you head over to this boarding house. It's actually kind of not right near the entrance to town, but fairly close. The clientele that she gets there is sort of a mix of people that kind of are living there longer term, maybe they don't have their own house, but they're there for an extended period of time. And then also kind of the occasional traveler that shows up. So it's not really advertised necessarily as a hotel, but kind of has sort of a dual purpose to it. So at this point, it's getting to be fairly late. The last rays of the sun are kind of just peeking over the wall of the city as you approach Maddie's boarding house. So it is a 3-story wooden building. There's a big front porch on there, a couple rocking chairs. I think there's probably 2 or 3 people sitting out on the porch, maybe smoking a pipe or just kind of enjoying the last little bits of daylight.
So what are we doing here, gang? Is this where the ghost is? And he tightens his grip on his ghost-catching net.
We're here to talk to people about this so-called ghost. Duh.
Oh.
So, have you guys seen any poltergeists in the area?
There's a curse on this house. And you see one of the old guys who's sitting out on the porch lifts his head up and addresses you. There's been some strange going-ons here.
Certainly not enough to scare you fellas away.
I've got nowhere else to go. My family's all dead. So I have to stay here with the ghosts. There's one in my room, I reckon. But I've got to stay here with the ghosts because
Driv's in the door trying to find out which room is his.
You don't suppose this ghost is just like your dead wife or something, just haunting you, maybe?
Wouldn't that still be a ghost, you young whippersnapper?
I didn't say it wasn't a ghost.
Driv leans back out the
Fuck
door.
off.
Driv leans back out the door.
Pulls a bow out and aims an arrow square in his
What's your
face.
room number?
Wait, hold on.
You want to go, old man? You want to go? I got a bow in your fucking face. Let's go right now.
He's actually just going to flip you off.
Driv leans back out the door. I forgot to ask, which room number is yours?
210.
Alright, and he's up the stairs.
Okay.
Zem begrudgingly follows him. Next time, old man. Next time. You're lucky I'm busy.
Okay. And
Does anyone else care to comment their room numbers and poltergeists associated?
nobody else on the porch really says anything. The old guy that was up there on the porch, actually, Sam, as you go inside, his finger actually follows you. He just follows you with the finger all the way inside.
She sticks her hand back out, just like...
Its eyes following you in the spooky house, but it's just an old man flipping you off.
Exactly like that, except completely different.
Exactly.
Anyway, so we're inside.
Driv is on the second floor, kicks open the door.
Kicks open the door at 210, huh?
Yeah, wait, do you want me to do a check since this is, a tabletop game to see if
do how about a strength check to see if you can actually kick a door in, or if you're just a weak boy.
That's 13.
Yeah, I think you kick this door and it kind of buckles in a little bit, but you actually can't get it open.
He then turns the knob and opens the door while shouting a kicking noise. Boom!
It's actually locked.
He turns the knob and yells out.
I'm Driv. If you don't care to mock me anymore, I have just the thing. And I whip out my thieves' kit.
Okay.
I would like to try stealth of hand to unlock the door.
Okay. You're gonna have disadvantage on this because he messed up the lock when he kicked the door.
Good God, the sufferings of those around an idiot.
Ron, we could have just asked the guy for the key.
I can't get worse than that. That's a critical fail.
Okay.
Fuck up the door even worse.
Yeah, I think you try to pick the lock on this door and you actually break one of your tools as you're trying to pick this lock.
fucking knew I should have had the mending spell in my arsenal.
Oh man, I
Guys-
could have gotten like super mending pretty much, and I didn't.
Guys,
take
let
any.
me show you how it's done, and Zem is going to try and kick the door in herself. That's a 9.
Okay.
We are the Three Stooges.
Yeah, you kick the door and nothing happens.
Still waiting. Were you gonna show us how to kick the door in, or just
Yeah.
kick at?
Why don't
Yeah.
you shut up before I kick you down the stairs?
Why are you breaking my door?
Zem, let's just use...
So the old man has actually come inside and he's standing just down the hallway from you.
You want to actually...
Might you have a room
What the
key?
fuck do you think you're doing?
Might you have a room key?
Of course I have a key. I fucking live here.
Well, for us to extract the poltergeist, we might require some entry.
I mean, it's probably a little difficult now that your lockpick got broken in the keyhole.
You have these two dunderheads to thank for that, but
You also kicked the door. Don't act like you didn't do anything with this.
he's the one that got his lockpick stuck in the keyhole.
That's true.
Okay, so the old man actually shuffles over and looks like he's gonna unlock the door, but then seeing that the lockpick is broken off in it, he actually just picks his leg up and kicks the door and smashes it open. You're welcome.
Thank you.
And then he walks away.
Driv is gonna do a sort of a tumble into the room, pop back up with his ghost net at the ready.
I assume the other two are walking in like normal people.
Yeah, Zem's gonna walk in like a normal person.
You don't see really much of anything in here initially. Just it's a room with a single bed. There's a like kind of a nightstand with a couple of drawers.
Can I do a perception check?
Well, gang, looks like a dead end.
Yeah,
And
go
get
ahead,
it because we're ghost hunting.
go ahead and do a perception check for sure.
Nat 20.
Oh, so yeah, you look around and you notice that there's something that's like a little bit off about this nightstand. Actually, the bottom drawer seems slightly off kilter, like it's kind of not on the track exactly right.
Zem messes with it to see what's up.
Okay. I think with a little bit of fiddling, you're able to kind of pull it sort of straight again, and you kind of pull it out. And as you do, you see there's a couple shirts in there, but then underneath, as you dig a little bit deeper, there is some kind of an old book in there.
Hey guys.
Is it a ghost?
No, it's a book, you scholarly idiot. Don't you recognize one? Anyway,
Of course I do.
Zem pulls the book out and looks at the title of it.
Okay. There's actually no title on the cover or anything like that. It's just a blank, leather-bound book. However, as you're pulling it out, suddenly, out of sort of the corner of the room, almost as if they just stepped into the room, a ghost appears. This ghost is the spectral form of a very tall elf, probably about 6 feet, give or take.
Male or female?
He's a male elf, or I should say was. He's got a top hat on and dressed in some pretty nice clothes, and he says, "Well, hello there."
Driv jumps at him with his net to try and catch him in his ghost net.
Driv goes right through him.
So we're talking full spectre, right? Or are we talking just like shadowy form? Like
Yeah, no, it's a ghost. Like
Well,
full
gang,
specter
this is
ghost.
unexpected.
full spectre meaning like we can see all the way down to his shoes, top of the head.
Right.
Okay.
So Driv takes a dive at him and just goes like right through him. I think you actually hit your head into the wall as you go right through him.
Oh, well, gang, this is unexpected.
What did you think was going to happen, Driv? It's a ghost. You can't touch ghosts.
It's my ghost catching net, though. I put spells on it to catch ghosts. I think I used the wrong spell, maybe.
To catch ghosts? No, I don't believe I can have any of that. This is something of an impasse. And he's actually going to take an attack at Driv here. Yeah, that's not going to hit. That's an 8.
No, that won't hit.
Okay, so he kind of swings a spectral hand at you, and you, I think, kind of roll out of the way since you've had superior training in ghost fighting.
You know, spending every waking hour in his bedroom rolling around pretending he's fighting ghosts, you know. Zem's gonna put the book in her bag and focus her attention on Guy.
So as you do that, he actually turns to look at you, and as he does, he is gonna like let out like a ghostly shriek, and as he does, his face changes and just this a sort of like horrifying visage. And so I actually need all of you to do a wisdom saving throw.
10.
19.
21.
Okay, Driv and Zem, you two are safe. However, Ron, you are frightened.
Gosh!
By this terrible ghost that you see. So you are frightened for 1 minute.
You should have taken my ghost hunting class. That's how you prepare yourself.
Or you be realistic about this and not be afraid of the ghost.
A minute ago, you didn't even believe in ghosts.
Doesn't matter. Having experience facing dangerous creatures kind of builds up an immunity to fear. Anyway, and she turns to the ghost and says, "Who are you, and what are you doing here? Why are you still on this plane of existence? You should be dead and gone already."
He's actually not gonna answer. He's gonna try and attack you as well. Well then, this ghost is not a great fighter. That's a critical miss. So he takes another swing at you, and I think you barely even have to move. You kind of just like slowly step out of the way as his hand swings past you.
Well, I can tell you were not a fighter when you were alive.
He like looks at you and he bares his teeth, and then he disappears. And then from the next room over, you hear a...
Zem runs after this ghost.
Okay. How?
We're going to run out into the hall and go to their door and try to get inside.
Okay, their door is locked.
Zem's going to try and break the door down.
Okay.
How's a 14?
You put your shoulder into the door and you get a nice little splintering around the lock, but you do not open the door.
Someone help me with this thing. We need to get that ghost.
Yeah, breaking down the door is not my specialty.
Well then, pick the lock.
You kinda dislodged it.
Well, you're quite useless, aren't you?
It didn't stop you before.
Hey, Driv, how about you use your head this time?
This is why I left to begin
Alright,
with.
Driv is going to attempt to get the door open through the same way. Means of, just running into it or whatever, kicking it down. That's going to be a 10. So, no.
Okay, yeah, you smash your shoulder into this door and it splinters a little bit more, but it does not open up. And from inside the room you hear,
"You're not very effective at this, are you?"
He's probably not even still in that room. So I whip out my lockpicks.
okay, you're gonna have disadvantage again, because these guys messed up the lock.
And that's a 17.
Even though this lock is somewhat damaged, you're able to pop it open. And the door swings
I don't
open.
even know why you two tag along to break locks.
Okay, so are you all entering the room then?
Oh, yeah.
As you do, there is a woman who is sitting in her bed, and she's sitting straight up. She's got the covers kind of like held clenched up to her chest, and she goes, "There was a ghost. He went that way."
Don't worry, ma'am, we've got it all under control.
And she points like at the wall, going towards the next room over.
The next one in the same direction as he had been going?
Correct.
Okay.
God.
See? I told you he went to the next room over.
No time for that! And
Make sure you kick it real hard.
Driv is going to go to the next room and try the door. Not like kicking it, but like, try and see if it just is unlocked and can open. Is it locked?
Yes, it is locked.
Alright.
Sam's going to go to the next door over from that door and try to go in there.
Okay, that one is also locked.
Alright, at this time, Driv is going to pull out his wand and conjure a minor elemental.
Okay.
I can either summon one elemental of challenge rating 2 or lower, 2 elementals. I'm going to do that one. The one elemental of challenge rating 2 or lower. I'm going to conjure an air elemental.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because realistically, I don't have access to any of the other things. There's not
You said 2 or lower, right?
There's not a campfire or ground right there. We're on the second floor. But yes, it's a challenge rating of 2 or lower. And I'm going to say to them, alright, friend, I need you to open this door up for me. And have the air elemental get the door open.
Okay. So the air elemental really taking the form of kind of looking like a small tornado with arms and a vague head shape, nods at your command and then turns and slams itself not once but twice into the door in front of you, which underneath the effort of this assault actually pops open.
Follow me! We're gonna catch this ghost! And he and the air elemental are gonna enter the room.
Okay. So, you've just smashed into this room. What are the other two doing? Are you guys just out in the hallway still?
Trying to get in the room next door.
Okay, yeah, that's right, because you're trying to get into the room right next to where you saw the ghost, and he kind of jumped up a door. What is Lon doing?
He's heading down to the third room.
Okay.
He's just going to try to pick the lock.
Okay, so...
Unless it's unlocked.
It is not.
Okay.
So while y'all are doing all of that, let's, Driv, let's have you do how about an investigation check to see what you see in this room here.
Alright. That is an 11.
Yeah, you look around, this room seems abandoned, but you don't really see any sort of presence of a ghost in here.
Oh, gee, come on, let's go! And he leaves the room with the elemental trailing behind him.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to try and open my door. I guess I'm
Okay.
going to try and bust it open
He's
again.
kicking it open again?
I can try.
Okay.
With a 19.
Okay, yeah, with a 19, you are able to kick this door, and it splinters a little bit and flies open.
And Zem rushes in.
As you come rushing in, you see the ghost, but before you really have a chance to react, the ghost rushes directly at you, and I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
7.
So as the ghost rushes towards you, he disappears, but as he does so, you suddenly feel a strange sort of presence come over you, and you are possessed by the ghost.
Oh, fuck's sake.
So you lose control of your body. The ghost now controls the body, but doesn't deprive the target of awareness. The ghost can't be targeted by any attack, spell, or other effect, except the ones that turn undead, and it retains its alignment, intelligence, wisdom, charisma, and immunity to being charmed and frightened. It otherwise uses the possessed target's statistics, but doesn't gain access to the target's knowledge, class features, or proficiencies. The possession lasts until the body drops until 0 hit points. The ghost ends it as a bonus action, or the ghost is turned or forced out by an effect like the Dispel Evil and Good spells.
So I can't do shit. I can't even talk, can I?
So you have kind of smashed in, you've come into this room, and as you've done so, you look around, you're possessed by this ghost, and then you, against your will, are turned around, and you walk back out into the hallway.
Lon continues to pick his lock.
Okay. Zem is actually going to walk up behind Lon against her will and is going to make an attack against Lon as he is trying to pick this lock.
With my swords, I'm assuming.
With your swords.
That's a 12 against AC.
Not gonna hit.
Oh, whew. The 18 against AC.
That'll hit.
Also, don't you attack twice?
You did the
I
first
do
one
have,
miss.
I have an extra attack. Are you making me do an extra attack?
I mean, that is part of your attack.
Oh, I'm sorry. That, by the way, that was 7 damage that I just did, so I guess I'm doing 2 more swings at you.
I can't help myself.
That's a 20, not natural.
Yeah, it'll hit.
And that'll hit. That's a 27. 11 more damage.
Okay, so suddenly, Zem comes up behind Lon and just, slashes across his back with her swords, leaving 3 deep cuts in his back.
I'm gonna cast Darkness on myself.
Okay, what does darkness do?
A magical darkness spreads from a point you choose within range to fill a 15-foot radius sphere for the duration. Darkness spreads around corners. Creature with dark vision can't see through it, and non-magical light cannot illuminate it. If the point you choose is an object you are holding or one that isn't being worn or carried, the darkness emanates from the object and moves with it, completely covering the source of darkness with an opaque object, such as a bowl or a helm, and blocks the darkness. If any of this spell's area overlaps with an area of light created by a spell of 2nd level or lower, the spell that created light is dispelled.
Okay.
And then do a stealth check. 23.
Okay. So we'll say, specifically, you actually targeted this spell onto the front of your armor.
Yeah.
Right onto your chest. And then, you disappear. You use your stealth to get out. Because this darkness is still around, you are somewhere in the area, but nobody can really tell where.
Okay.
Driv is gonna whisper to the elemental, "Now listen here, friend, I need you to go contain my sister over there." Kind of keep her within its body, I guess, since it's a sort of a tornado shape.
Okay.
Keep her confined in there.
So the air elemental is then going to try and attack Zem?
Well, not necessarily attack. He just wants to keep her contained in there, keep the high the wind to keep her from being able to exit inside of it.
Okay, so he's just going to kind of
basically cage her in itself.
Okay. As this elemental kind of whips around Zem, I'm going to need you to take do a strength saving throw.
Yeah, that's a 23.
Okay, so, then, RJ, for your elemental here, I need you to roll damage 1d8 plus 2.
3.
So Zem takes 3 points of damage as this elemental attempts to contain her, but then she is flung away.
Gee, that didn't really work like I wanted it to.
But not very far. I mean, this elemental only pushes her just a little bit, just enough so that she is not stuck inside him anymore. And, I think Zem is actually going to make an attack on this air elemental now.
It's I feel like this is just Zem blank face just reacting, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. She's no expression at all, just swinging her swords.
Okay, first one is 14 against AC.
That one does not hit.
13 against AC.
Nope.
So, that's better. That's a 21 against AC.
That one hits.
And another 21.
That one also hits.
10 piercing damage.
This ghost inside of you kind of instructs you to swing your swords again, and you blast through, kind of doing some damage to this elemental, and he takes a good smack here as you rake your swords through him.
She's such a badass, she can hurt the wind.
And Lon is going to go back to picking this lock.
Okay.
Critical fail.
He actually, he breaks another one of his tools as he's trying to get this lock open.
He's also broken character. Damn!
So that does not work at all. Driv, what are you doing here?
He's going to instruct the air elemental to attack, and then he's going to take out his light crossbow and attack.
Go ahead and make an attack then.
For the light crossbow?
Yep.
Okay. That's an 11.
No.
The possessed Zem is actually going to charge forward and try to make an attack on Driv.
That's 10.
That will not hit.
That's 13.
That will hit. That'll hit.
Yep, that's a 10.
2 of them will hit.
And neither one of them gets the bonus. You take 8 damage.
Okay, so a couple of quick sword swings from Zem, and Driv takes 8 points of damage. Lon, what are you doing over there with the lock?
Lon sighs and just says, well, this isn't the hardest thing I've had to do today. And he draws his rapier and slowly strides in stealth towards his sister.
Okay.
10.
No, I'm actually going to give you advantage, though, because as you get closer, you actually kind of bring the darkness with you.
Okay. That's an 18.
Yep, I'll do it.
And then the short sword is 23. 23. That is 16 points of damage.
Alright.
Okay, so Zem takes 16 points of damage as Lon sneaks up behind her in the darkness and does some pretty serious slashing.
She's starting to not look so good.
Driv, what are you trying to do here?
He swaps for his scimitar and is going to attempt to attack with that.
Okay.
That's an 11. That's probably not going to hit.
No, it's not
Yeah,
gonna
no.
do it.
Okay.
Whiffs again.
So following up your whiff, almost as if the wind of your whiff brought the air elemental down, this elemental is going to try to make an attack against Zem.
Alright.
Slamming into her. 17?
Yep, that'll do it.
And then there's the second attack, which is 21.
Yep, that'll do it.
Both attacks are going to hit here. So it's going to be a total of 17 points of damage as this air elemental just slams kind of two sort of wispy air fists into you. And I think that actually Zem gets blasted into the wall by the force of this attack. So she is actually going to kind of recover from that and go back after the air elemental that just took a swing at her.
Alright. 13.
That will not hit.
24.
That hits.
26.
Yep.
18.
Yep.
Alright. Uh, 11.
11 points of damage. Okay, so you slice through this air elemental again, and you do a fair amount of damage as you chunk through this sort of living cloud. Yeah, so next up is going to be Lon, who's got another opening here.
Yeah, he's going to make another attack of, I guess it would be attack of opportunity. He's still enveloped in blackness.
Yeah.
It's 14. It's 20.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, so the second one hits.
And since that was a stealth attack, we're talking 8 more points of damage.
She is really not looking good.
Alright, Driv is up here.
Driv is going to instruct the air elemental to keep attacking when it can, and then he's going to attempt to then attack again with his scimitar. That's 20 versus AC.
Yeah, I would think that would do it.
Okay. So
You think or you know? You do have the hard numbers in front of you.
So that's 4 damage. 4 slashing damage.
She's on her last legs here.
Okay.
Let's knock her off on that.
Zem is going to be up next, and she's actually going to try to hack through the dark here and make an attack at Lon. The way we're going to do it, since you have so many attacks, you have disadvantage until one of your attacks lands. So we'll say as you're slashing through, trying to find where he is.
Okay.
So roll this first attack with disadvantage.
That was 11.
Not it.
Okay, so then roll the second attack.
12.
Doesn't hit.
13.
Doesn't hit.
And a critical fail.
Okay, so Zem kind of slashes blindly through this dark spot trying to get a bead on Lon, and he sort of just evades these slashes. It's dark and he's too fast for him.
Too limber.
So the air elemental is actually going to pursue Zem into sort of this cloud of darkness, and it's going to try and make another attack onto her. So a 20 on the first one, and 21 on the second one.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, so it's going to be 13 points of damage as this air elemental slams into Zem yet again.
Zem does not get back up from this slam.
Okay, Zem
She's down.
hits the ground. As she does so, this ghost leaves her body and floats up into the air directly above where Zem is and says, "Well, that was quite a bit of good fighting there, boys. Truce?"
Alright, sounds good enough.
The darkness leans over to Driv and whispers, "You wouldn't mind getting our sister up off the floor, would you?"
Yeah, no, don't worry about that. I'm working on it.
She's dying as we draw breath.
No, yeah, don't worry. I got this. She might threaten to kill me every other weekend, but I'll take care of her. Don't worry. No, yeah, the truth sounds good, friend.
Okay, yeah, I'll just go, and you all can do as you will.
Oh wait, just a quick question before you go though. What are you even doing here? Like, how did you get here? We're just seriously curious. We've never really seen a ghost before.
I was summoned.
Summoned? By who?
By whom?
By whom?
Well, it was, I don't really know, but it was someone very powerful, I can tell you that.
Oh, for sure. Well, thank you for that information. It was indeed a great battle. But you're free to go if you'd like.
Okay, bye. And he actually floats through the floor and then leaves, and you don't see him anymore.
Zem,
Have a nice nap.
Zem, did you see that neat trick where oh, that's right. And he's going to cast Mass Cure Wounds on the party. A wave of healing energy washes out from a point of your choice within range. Choose up to 6 creatures in a 30-foot radius sphere centered on that point. Each target regains hit points equal to 3d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. The spell has no effect on undead or constructs. Is the elemental a construct? Or not? It's not undead.
It's not undead.
Oh wait, it doesn't matter. Just stop looking, because once I cast this, I've lost concentration on it anyway.
Okay.
Thank you for your great service, friend, but I got more important business to attend to. I'll see you later. And then he's going to cast Mass Cure Wounds as it kind of wivels away or whatever the fuck. Alright, so here we go. 3d8 plus spellcasting ability. Alright, both of my siblings are healed for 17 points of health.
My body hurts a lot. Oh, that hurt.
Did you see the ghost go through the floor?
No, I missed that part. Oh man, you guys did a real number on me. Oh, that hurt.
We had a great time there, gang.
Maybe you did. I had to watch all that and feel it, and there's nothing I could do to stop it. Oh man, that hurt.
I mean, you're a seasoned warrior, though. You know it'll take time to heal. You'll be up in a day or two.
Driv, there's this wonderful thing called magic.
Yeah, there is.
Salutations again, dear listeners. That's all we have time for this tour. Be sure to visit again to hear the conclusion to this haunted tale. We hope you've had a frightfully good time.